So as you guys see by the title of this video, I'm basically a week in advance. The draft started like, a week ago as of the upload of this video. It's going to be uploaded on Thursday. The draft started last Thursday. I'm going to give you guys my draft grade for the Atlanta Falcons, describing every single player they draft. You guys already know. I think the Falcons personally had a good draft. I didn't do my research at first. I'm going to be quite honest with y'all. So at first I was just the typical mad Falcons fan. But now I'm actually kind of liking it. I'm kind of liking it. But of course, before I get right into this video, make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notification bell. You guys help me out a little bit. Without further ado, let's get right into this video. Now, of course, to start off with the first guy, we have the boy, Drake London. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of Drake London. I questioned whether he could get some separation. I questioned whether dude could run away from the NFL corners running 4.4s and 4.3s. However, according to his production, he can most definitely do all those things. He had 88 receptions, nearly 1,100 yards, and 7 touchdowns in only 8 games. He's 6'4", 210. He'll be great next to Kyle Pitts, who is an amazing 6'6" and runs a 4.4 at the tight end position. I see him as a Mike Evans and Vincent Jackson kind of guy. You know, Mike Evans is my boy, man. Like, that guy has had 1,000 yards every single season he's been in the league. So if Drake London can even half replicate that, that would be very, very impressive. My only concern about Drake, though, is his health. I mean, he really struggled with that in his last year in college, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. So I'm definitely asking a couple of questions. I think that his health is going to be the only worry. However, personally, if you ask me, I believe he can be productive and will be productive in his first year as an Atlanta Falcons player. The guy could probably go for 1,000 yards if he plays all 17 games, and I see him doing that fairly easily. If he can get separation, if he can continue to be a very physical receiver, maybe gain a little bit more weight on top of that, then he is definitely going to be our number one guy on the outside. Of course, maybe Calvin Ridley comes back. I know he was suspended for like half, maybe the whole season for like gambling on games, which is not a good look. However, we won't speak on that. I think Drake London is going to be really good. Now, at the second pick the Atlanta Falcons made in the draft, we have Arnold Bigote. He had a very productive career at Penn State. Of course, started off all the way at Temple and transferred to Penn State in his last year. 9 sacks and 18 tackles for loss last season. His size is very alarmingly similar to Micah Parsons. He's just about 6'3", maybe around 230, between 230 and 250 pounds. He's a supreme pass rusher. Saw a lot of double teams in college. He's also running a 4.6, so that's really good for his size and height. His run stopping could definitely use some work. It's not the world's greatest thing. He's not the world's best run stopper. However, when it comes to pass rushing, aka the thing that my Atlanta Falcons need, because our pass rush has been straight doo-doo over the last couple of years. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's been boo-boo. It's been bad. It's been horrible. However, with the pass rush, you have a very good guy here. I think he would definitely be productive, and he could maybe even be a possibly amazing prospect. He has very good athleticism for his size, a lot of production in the amount of games he played for Penn State. I think Arnold Bigote can be a very good player. Now, of course, number 3, this next guy, I think could be a total superstar. Troy Anderson. Now, I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys. I knew nothing about this guy coming into the draft. The dude went to Montana State. Montana State. What in your right mind thinks I scouted somebody from Montana State? However, going into his little production and his career, I saw that this Troy Anderson dude is nice. I'm not going to lie. I did not know too much about him, but at 6'4", 235 plus pounds, my boy ran a 4.41 as a linebacker. He had 150 tackles last season and played quarterback, ironically, back 2 years in his sophomore year and ran for nearly 1,500 yards as a sophomore before changing to linebacker. So this guy has a lot of athleticism. He actually played both sides over at Montana State. My boy plays some running back, plays some linebacker, plays some safety, plays some DN, so he can do everything. This guy's a hybrid. I think he has a chance to be the steal of the draft, and I absolutely love this pick. This dude has a chance to be a total superstar, in my opinion. He can be one of the best linebackers in the league in a very short time. Troy Anderson is a steal. The Falcons did their thing with this pick, man. This pick right here is amazing. I love it. I am all over this pick. I am the number 1 fan of this draft pick. Now, of course, going to the Falcons' 4th draft pick, we have Desmond Ritter. We needed a quarterback very badly. Desmond Ritter is pretty good. Would not be my first choice personally. However, I'm really a believer in Desmond Ritter. I like his confidence. I like his strengths on the football field. Of course, he has to clean some stuff up. But getting into it, just over 3,300 yards and 30 touchdowns this last season. Did really, really well. Led Cincinnati to the playoffs where, let's face it, like 2 years ago, nobody thought Cincinnati would ever make the college football playoff. But he made it. He got them there. Of course, he can do everything at the quarterback position. My boy's mobile, has a good arm, has good arm strength. He just needs to touch up the accuracy just a teeny tiny bit. He touches up that accuracy, then he's going to be a very, very promising quarterback into the future. He's even promised Atlanta a Super Bowl. He said he plans on getting a Super Bowl in his tenure, which as an Atlanta Falcons fan, as you can see by the clear indication in the background here, I would really appreciate, because newsflash, Desmond Ritter, we have 0 Super Bowls right now. And yeah, with my parents being Cowboys fans, that's quite embarrassing. So Desmond Ritter, if you can give us a Super Bowl, I'd really appreciate that. It's going to be nice to see my boy working with Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter have a lot in common, in my opinion. I think Marcus Mariota is a trustable veteran. I think he's a very, very good quarterback. I do believe he is going to start this year, but I'm a huge believer in Marcus Mariota, man. I think he can definitely give Desmond Ritter a couple of tips on how to improve his game. Now, of course, going to the 5th pick for the Atlanta Falcons, we have Dangelo Malone. Now, Dangelo Malone, didn't know too much about him. However, 17 tackles for loss and 8 sacks last season over at Western Kentucky. He has amazing athleticism at 6'4", 240 pounds. And getting him with the 82nd pick, I think is probably a steal. He has a great chance to be productive if he can find a role in our defense. He played a little bit at outside linebacker. You guys know that little position. That position that you find in a 3-4 defense rather than a 4-3, which the Atlanta Falcons usually run a little bit. They've changed it up, though. I think Dangelo Malone will find a way into our defense as maybe an outside linebacker-ish, maybe a defensive end hybrid between those positions. However, Dangelo Malone has a chance to be amazing in the scheme we play. His speed off the line is very, very impressive to me. 6'4", 240 is a great size, great measurables for an outside linebacker or a defensive end. Dangelo Malone, not going to spend too much time on him. I know he wasn't one of our popular picks, one of the guys that people really dazzled about. They didn't really say, oh my God, we got Dangelo Malone, that was amazing. However, that's no shit on him. Dangelo Malone is a good player, man. I think he can be very, very productive if he finds a role in our defense. Now, of course, going to number 6, we have Tyler Ledger. Now, this guy was fairly unknown coming into the draft by Falcons fans, at least. However, he shouldn't have been unknown. Over 1,600 yards on 5 yards to carry last season. He led all of college football with 23 rushing touchdowns. And at 5'11", 220 pounds, he's the exact kind of running back that Atlanta needed. Of course, you have Cordero Patterson, who's more of the juking and jiving guy. Well, my boy Tyler Ledger, he's going to run you over. He's north and south. He's a big back. He's going to give us exactly what we need. And of course, he can have a huge role because Mike Davis got released a couple of days ago. And as much as I love Mike Davis, my Atlanta boy, Tyler Ledger might be the better option for right now. He has a chance to be very productive in our offense. He could easily be productive with more than 10 touchdowns and 1,000 yards this season. I really like this pick. Very underrated by the Falcons. Now, number 6, I'm a Georgia fan, so I'm pretty familiar with this guy. Justin Shaffer, however you want to pronounce his name. I've heard it twice. I'm going to go with Shaffer. He's a project, but he has amazing size at 6'4", 330 pounds. I've seen the dude at Georgia, and the guy straight dominated with the offensive line. I'm talking nastiness. I'm talking putting guys on their back. I'm talking pancakes, all of that. Justin Shaffer, man, he is absolutely ridiculous. He's going to compete for that starting job with Jalen Mayfield, who we drafted last year out of Michigan, in case you guys don't remember. I don't expect too much from him in his first seasons. However, if he can really develop, if he can keep getting better and better and better, then I definitely see a Pro Bowler in a couple of years' time. I think Justin Shaffer has the chance to be a very, very, very good addition to this offensive line for the Atlanta Falcons, which, let's face it, is in big, big need of a nasty, very, very good guard or tackle. Just that presence to really bring the life back to the offensive line, if you will. And I think Justin Shaffer is the perfect guy to do that. Now, number 7, the last pick of the Falcons draft. Also familiar with this guy because, you know, I'm a Georgia fan. I represent the G wherever I go. John Fitzpatrick. Atlanta, they needed to fill up the tight end spot a little. Yes, I know we already have Kyle Pitts, but newsflash, Kyle Pitts is not the world's best blocker in the world. Well, my boy John Fitzpatrick, he can definitely block. He's reliable. He will play the tight end 2 role. At least I believe he will play the tight end 2 role in Atlanta. Him next to Kyle Pitts, I think, is the perfect mix because John Fitzpatrick, while he's not the world's most noticeable tight end, he's not going to go up, make one-handed catches, be Travis Kelce or Rob Gronkowski, or even Kyle Pitts. However, he's going to block for you. He's one of the better blocking tight ends, and at 6'2", 250 pounds, I think that's nearly a perfect size to be next to Kyle Pitts, not only to block, but to maybe, you know, receive a little bit. If my boy Kyle Pitts gets tired, gets injured, then John Fitzpatrick can step right up, step right in, and be that tight end that we need. Of course, the Atlanta Falcons draft, I give them a very, very fair grade. I'm going to give this one an A, man. I like this draft. I really do. Before I did my research, I would have said, oh, this is a D. This is garbage. This is terrible. This is like a C. However, when really looking into it, the Falcons filled in all their needs. They got guys that were very productive in college. They got some underrated guys with the mix in that, and Troy Anderson, for example. I think we checked all the boxes with this one, ladies and gentlemen. I think this draft is an A. You guys let me know what you think about this draft grade. But of course, before I end this video, I'd like to remind you to like and subscribe. Hey, like and like. Either way, TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, all those links are going to be in the description. Of course, you guys already know the usual. I wish you nothing but the best. Big bars. Stay loved, stay blessed. Without further ado, I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching. Just imagine that. Like, you see, Mount Everest is just about 27-ish thousand-ish feet.